Just kidding.
Oh my God, Kevin!
What happened? Did you fart?
That's not okay.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of VC Live. I'm Kevin Skipper. Jay DeLuca and Nick Green will be your hosts tonight. Matt is not going to be with us, and hopefully he'll be back next week. But we shall see. We don't know. I've been having audio issues for a while. People keep saying my voice dips in and out. So I downloaded this program today called Virtual Audio Cables. I did a little finagling. Hopefully it's working better. You guys can let me know in the chat if you would, or I'm sure you'll let me know on the replay. Yeah, you guys hear me okay still, Jay and Nick?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With that said, then, everyone in chat, welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. Don't forget to hit the like button down below. Do you guys hear us okay in chat? Do you hear me? Am I drifting? Am I fading?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to find the chat again.
While he's doing that and while they're telling me if they can hear me okay, Jay, what's going on, man?
I've moved over from bourbon and I've been drinking scotch a lot lately.
Oh, nice.
And by a lot, I mean actually significantly less than I used to drink bourbon. So that's probably a good thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like that's a bonus.
Well, because of course I can't just buy like Johnny Walker, I have to go like search all the high-end single malts, all the rare shit. So it's like not only does that force me to drink slowly, but also the stuff isn't really made for pounding. The high-end stuff, you really have to sit there and savor it. Like it takes me about an hour. It won't tonight, but it usually takes me about an hour to finish a glass. So
yeah.
So I've been doing that, been doing a shit ton of barbecue. As people
Still
probably
got the ribs behind you.
I'm sure people have caught on by now. I'm big into barbecue. So yeah, ribs, brisket, pork shoulder, wings. I've been smoking and grilling wings and having a grand old time.
Really cool.
And also I vape once in a while too.
Yep.
What's up, Mooch? Mooch was on the show with us last week. Grim, I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet or not, but he had a really good show. Yeah,
I have to get caught up on a lot of you. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I do. I don't doubt that with Mooch. He's a very smart man when it comes to batteries. I mean, I'm sure he's a smart man in the rest of his endeavors as well. But I know for sure he's a smart man when it comes to batteries. Yeah, I have to get caught up on YouTube. I've been May was a rough month. Let me tell you that May was a rough month. We postponed the podcast all month long. I probably missed 4 vlogs already. My family was in town for 2 weeks. I got sick, and then I was traveling to Ohio. So it's just like one thing after another. I wasn't on this show for weeks on end. We weren't doing the podcast. I was barely getting out videos just because it was so busy and there was so much going on. But June should be, back into my groove of videos and podcasts and streaming and things should be back to normal again soon.
I got to be honest. I didn't think you were coming back. when you said, "Oh yeah, I'm doing stuff for a few weeks. I'm not going to be able to do the show for a few weeks." I was just like, "Yeah, we're not going to see Nick again."
No, I actually like doing this show. I believe it or not, it's not a burden to me. It's something that I was genuinely bummed that I couldn't do. Same with the podcast. I love doing the podcast. I love doing vlogs. That's where I feel at home. And that's what I enjoy doing. And so when I can't do those things because of other stupid things, that may or may not be stupid, it does bum me out. So of course I'm going to come back. I'm not going to abandon you unless Kevin, wants me to. Unless Kevin forces me out, I'm stuck here.
It'd be the skipper. So. No, I mean, there are times I think, when we all get busy, and there are times even me just before the show, and I'm like, oh man, I got to do VC Live, got to find, something to talk about and stuff like that. Yeah. Even today, I've been so busy getting ready for the VCC Tampa that I haven't honestly prepared anything for today. So that's why the name of the episode is Mixed Bag, because it's going to be whatever we feel like talking about, whatever questions we get from the people who are watching live. And yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, we got to understand that we do this to help educate people and spread the good word about vaping and hopefully get some facts out there. And I don't want it to become a job. It should be something that we look forward to doing, and I do look forward to doing it every week. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching and asking questions, and we appreciate you watching on the replay. I even appreciate all the comments, the negative comments about my audio, because hopefully it will have finally, after 6 months, initiated a change, and hopefully this sounds better. I mean, it only took 6 months, but I did something.
Tell you what, Kevin, if you buy a new mixer, I'll buy a new mixer, and then we can still be on the same page.
Well,
and
I'm thinking about
get
just
your
letting
audio.
You can do the production for a little while, and I can just chill.
Isn't that what I like when we first started this show? That's what I told you. I said, why don't you just let me produce it? Right?
Let's do it. We'll start next week.
But you know what? And that kind of sleeves into what Nick was saying. What I love about this show is that for the first time in probably 5 years, I don't have to produce a vaping show.
well, there you go.
Yeah, that's
really
why
not
I
too
enjoy
bad.
it.
It's just what I find, and again, this is completely off topic. It has nothing to do with vaping. But when I had this exact setup at the office when we were doing it at noon on Fridays, exact setup, no changes. I went back and listened to some of those videos. They sound perfect. I took the exact setup home, did the exact same thing with XSplit, and I can notice my audio dipping in and out. I have no idea why. So anyway, hopefully this fixes it.
Is it the same computer?
No, it's a different computer. Obviously,
I know exactly what it is, and I could talk you through it right now.
Let's do it right now.
All right.
Guys,
tried turning it on and off again.
It may interrupt the stream.
All right. In Skype, if you go, no, it's not going to interrupt the stream. Don't cross the streams. In Skype, go to tools. Options.
Riveting content right here. Riveting.
This is good stuff. You should
great.
You should share out your screen.
Welcome to the IT crowd.
Okay, you following along?
Yeah.
Okay. Audio settings.
Exactly, Max. Exactly.
Look at automatically adjust microphone settings.
Okay, yeah. Take it off.
It's checked.
Yeah.
That was your problem.
Boom shakalaka. How we sound now?
Same to me.
Yeah, it'll be the same, but you won't be cutting in and out for others.
Okay, well, the little blue dot is about 3/4 of the way up. Should I leave that there or take it higher?
I would just leave it. Leave well enough alone at that point. I put mine maxed out and I adjust my audio with my mixer, but worry about that later.
Okay, cool. Well, audience, how do you think it sounds live? And you in the replay is watching it. They won't notice.
Good point, Nick from Daily Vape TV. This is the kind of stuff you talk about before the show.
Yeah, or 6 months into the show.
Right.
I like Scott's Control-Alt-Delete. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean...
6 months later, no big deal.
We're not professional YouTubers. Well, Grim is, but he's not producing the live show, so...
Yeah, and when was the last time Daily Vape TV produced a live show?
Oh, back in 1980, never? Just kidding.
Anyway, hopefully we got that.
Oh, no, he didn't.
That ironed out. Batter Mooch says microphone advocacy is important too. That's absolutely right. I mean, there could be people out there blowing up their mixers. So, yeah. Anything in the advocacy news world? Nick, why don't you tell us about your trip? Because I saw some pictures of the Midwest Vapor Expo and the one in Ohio this past weekend. It looked pretty good. It looked like it was a good turnout. Looked like everyone had a great time.
It was a cool event. It was a really fun event. It's events these days are a little overwhelming for Mr. Nick Green. I met a lot of fantastic people. This was one of the first events that I went to where people that I was meeting and talking to and taking selfies with were being very feels. They were giving me a lot of feels that I wasn't ready for. And there was just a lot of feelings going on. And I got choked up a couple times talking to people, and it was really good. Like, I think I needed that, to just motivate me or whatever. But it was a really fantastic meet. A lot of people showed up. It was in Columbus, Ohio is an interesting little area there. A lot of really great people. it was, I don't know, it was just weird. I didn't know what quite to think of Columbus, Ohio. I ended up really enjoying it, but I don't know, it was just weird. I'd never been there before, and it was just weird. But the event itself,
just 1 second. People are saying volume went in the can, no sound. I had clicked mute on
sound
my
just
mic.
dropped hard. Did you?
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Is that better?
Boy,
I can hear everybody fine. But
I can hear everybody fine too.
What did you do, Kevin?
Let's just not
I
talk.
had muted my mic on XSplit.
She's okay. Captain
Okay, I'll leave it the
DJB
way it
says
is.
that's
Sorry,
the
guys.
word.
I'll quit
Okay,
scrolling shit.
no, that's fine. That's if you want to pull me, off the air, just use the big hook like in the old timey shows. Just yank me off the stage.
Excellent stage left.
It was a really good event, and there were a lot of people there. I mean, all the big builders were there. The advocacy was heavily represented there. They did 2 big talks on the stage about advocacy every day, and it was a full house every time. Of course, they have trick comps and cloud comps, and they do awards for best in show of juices and mods and stuff like that. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun in Ohio. It's one of probably the best vape events so far this year. I mean, we'll see how VCCT goes, because I have some high hopes for VCCT. I'm excited to get back to Tampa.
Wow, no pressure there.
Yeah, no pressure, Skipper. No pressure.
You got to compete
Just
with
make
Ohio,
it amazing.
baby.
No
How can
pressure,
you
just make it
compete
amazing.
with Ohio? It's round on the end and high in the middle.
Yeah, you can't. There's no competing. But yeah, it was really fun. I had a great time. A lot of. I had never, like I said, I'd never been to Ohio before, so it was a whole new territory, like a whole mess of new people that I've never met before. It was just really fun. It was a really fun event. Good times.
Cool.
For sure.
Cool. And you have anyone with you? Did you go by yourself?
No, it was the whole squad was there. I mean, Homeboy OC was there, Twisted Messes was there, Ruby and Josh were there. A lot of the builders came with local vape too, like M-Turk was there, Coil Turd was there, Clean Builds was there. All the builders were there. Super fun. Blue Eyed Goon was there, who I've never really got to hang out with before, but Blue Eyed Goon's just an unbelievable human. We had some really good conversations, and he's just a really good guy. So, I have very fond memories of Ohio and that event. Yeah.
Well, I hope we can live up to your expectations in Tampa coming soon, and I'm sure we will. We've been having tons of great vendors the last 2 weeks. It's been very busy for me, which is great.
Yeah.
We still have a little bit of space left. If anyone's interested, you can email me, admin@vapingcc.com. I'll be happy to get you some information on it. We have more signing up that are in the process. So, yeah, it should be a really, really good event. I think that one thing that I've noticed over the past, I don't know, I would say maybe 2 months, slowly creeping and gaining, is the shift in attitude. It seems like we're finally getting away from that negative attitude and getting back into the more positive vibe and getting back to where we should be as an industry, which is growth and expansion and converting smokers. So I hope that continues. I really do.
Hashtag attitude.
That's something we just talked about. We're going to talk about it in the upcoming Culture of Clouds podcast, but we're doing, the deeming regulations like 1 year later. Like, what's changed? How are people's attitudes? How's advocacy? Like, an update 1 year later, basically after the deeming regs. And that's one of the things we talked about, is that I feel like people aren't scared anymore. Just seeing my viewership on YouTube and attendance at events and the excitement level of people. I feel like people aren't scared anymore, and that's I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Your mom's beaver says, "Watch out, make it right. Serious guy is lurking here to make a video on shit you say." Confused by that comment. Don't really know what that means.
Watch out. I don't know what that means.
Everything we say is on YouTube
Sounds
every
like
week anyway,
nonsense.
so anyone can download it.
Yeah.
Who's Series Guy? Is Series Guy like a new superhero?
Serious guy.
I don't know. Maybe he means Mooch. Mooch is a series vapor battery series. That was a bad joke. Sorry.
Runs his batteries in series.
I don't know if he runs his batteries
like a boss.
I do.
Cool. Well, I think we had, let's see, I didn't check lately, but I think we had another couple of additions to the HR 1136 co-sponsors list, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything, I can't think of really anything else going on that was mind blowing this week. Terrorist attacks in Europe, but that doesn't really have anything to do with vaping.
They had the Snooze Con over in St. Louis. Was it? I think
SnoozeCon.
last weekend or the weekend before?
Oh yeah, that's right. Alex Clark was telling us about that.
Yeah, Alex Clark was there. It was basically just a weekend full of breakout sessions. Like the whole weekend was like they were in a conference room. They had just almost every hour was scheduled with speakers and discussions and the whole thing. Seemed like it was really cool. Small. I mean, obviously compared to vape events, but
Right.
looked like it was really cool. It's a lot of cool info if anybody's interested. Now, I was actually thinking of maybe doing like a THR crossover show at some point, having some of those folks, some of the snooze famous folks come over and talk with some of the vape famous folks. I call them the curved brim THR wing. See?
Jay.
See?
I think some people get
Jay.
confused with.
Jay,
Go ahead.
I know.
you see how curved this bill is?
That's-
I'm wearing
that's
this hat
pretty
just for
curved.
you. Literally wearing this hat just
No,
for you.
but when
Also,
you're
I
talking
like
about
vaping.
snoozers and dippers, I mean, those brims are like basically
they're-
toilet paper rolls.
Yeah, it's a
They're like
tube.
mooch curls.
Tube brims.
Yeah, tube brims. Tube brims for life. I guess this is somewhere in the middle between a vapor and a snoozer.
No, that's normal. That's how I wear my hats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine just have pictures of patriots on them.
Yes.
I
Actual
think sometimes
patriots
people
or
get confused. We're going to go back to the snooze thing that he was talking about. CASA is the consumer alternatives. They're for all alternatives to smoke-free.
Smoke-free alternatives.
So, snooze obviously is a very, very low harm product, and if people want to use that as well, I mean, they don't just do vaping, and I think that sometimes people get confused with that. I don't know that we'll have CASA at the Tampa event, which would be probably one of the first ones I've missed in a while. I'm not sure that they have a travel budget to attend, so they, like everyone else, have been probably feeling the heat over the past year as far as the budget is concerned. So, yeah, but we'll have a good advocacy discussion anyway on Saturday on the main stage, and we invite everyone in the area who's coming to turn out and sit and listen and learn something and ask good questions, and we might even bring Nick up there. He can answer some questions about hat curvature.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about hat curvature.
Actually, I mean, I think you're in a good position, especially to talk about being from California, with all the bullshit you guys constantly are facing out there, and maybe just let people know what could happen in their state if they're not proactive. So I think that's definitely a good angle. I mean, not that you guys aren't proactive out there; it's just that you're proactive against the Great Wall of China. For Christ, I mean, you can't do anything out there with logic or reason.
Yeah, so. I mean, we absolutely try to be as proactive as we can. Sometimes, I even hate to mention this, but sometimes in California, overall, not just vaping, but overall, it feels like you're kind of fighting a losing battle against politicians, because it's just ridiculous thing after ridiculous thing after ridiculous thing, and they passed that stupid law in California where suddenly shopping bags are plastic shopping bags are illegal, and you have to bring your own cloth bags to the grocery store, or you get charged 20 cents per bag that you use from the store. Like that, I hate that, and I am adamantly not using my own bags in protest of this stupidity.
Can you return the plastic bags to get your 20 cents back?
No.
Silly. You should burn them in the parking lot. That's what you should do. Put all your groceries into your truck and then put them in a pile and burn them.
And it's funny because I used to use my own bags at like Trader Joe's or Sprouts or wherever we go for groceries. But as soon as it became a law, I instantly thought that doesn't need to be a law. I'm not going to follow that anymore. I feel like we were doing fine with the bag situation in California because I was using bags voluntarily until they said, no, you have to do this. And I said, oh, okay, well, I'm not now because that's dumb. You can't legislate behavior.
Yeah.
Viva la plastic.
I'm
Well,
looking
thank
back through
goodness.
the comments. Sean Taft says a lot of constructive stuff going on in Florida advocacy. Absolutely true. There's new people getting involved with the FSFA, and it's great. It's great to see new people taking over and volunteering time. Hopefully, they continue to get more people on board that want to spend time. Money. It's good to get money, and money is necessary for advocacy for sure. But time is probably the most valuable thing that people could have. People could donate is of themselves. So definitely need more people in Florida and all the states really on board with your. If you don't have a state organization, you should probably organize one.
Yeah.
I think that's probably clear by now, especially after the last 3 or 4 years. But it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. So pretty easy to sit back and criticize what people are doing. That takes like seconds. I had a post about this the other day on Facebook, actually. It takes seconds to criticize people, but it takes literally thousands of your hours of your life to advocate for something that you're passionate about. So just be careful when you're pointing fingers too much at people. If you're not donating your time to do the same thing that they're doing or more. If you don't like what they're doing, guess what? Free country. Start your own organization. Beat them. Do better. But I think in Florida, we've got a great new board that's coming on for the Florida Smoke Free Association, and I think that they're going to do a really good job here in Florida. So that's great. Someone else asked any news on the 5 cents per milliliter tax in Pennsylvania. I haven't heard anything lately. Have either of you guys heard anything about what's going on with that?
No,
I'm actually going to be there in a couple of weeks.
Maybe you can find out and give us an update next week. What's happening?
Well, I'm not going there for that kind of crap.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm going with my family to Hershey. No. Certainly, if I hear anything, I'll let you guys know.
Ruby Roo says she thinks we are all just great. Thank you, Ruby Roo. We think you're great too.
Gosh.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Ruby Roo's here? Oh, fuck. Hi, Ruby Roo. I just talked to you all day long, but I'm glad you're here.
Someone, your mom's beaver? All good? I got thick skin. Good. You need thick skin if you're in advocacy. Trust me. You can't let little things get to you. Sometimes they do, but just vent about them to yourself in private.
Yeah, don't do what I do.
Yeah.
And argue
you need
with
thick
your
skin
friends.
for sure.
Yeah.
And what else is coming up? What are you guys up to the next couple of weeks? I know that, Nick, you're coming down to Tampa for VCC. Jay,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to make it?
No. I'm going to be in Pennsylvania. So I guess we're not doing a show that week, probably, right?
I don't know about next week either.
On a Skype in when you're with your family.
Yeah. What else am I doing? I think we are the newly forming Massachusetts Smoke Free Association is meeting up with the Connecticut Smoke Free group. Actually, it's Connecticut Safada. We're meeting up with them, see if we can do some slightly formal handshaking and see if we can coordinate efforts in any sort of fruitful way. So that'll be good. Other than that, not too much other than the usual humdrum bullshit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's good that the SFA and Connecticut Safada are getting together. I mean,
yeah, those guys
I
have
think
done a
there've been
phenomenal
less,
job.
There's been a lot less. I don't know how I was going to say something that wasn't very delicate. There's a lot less competition. It seems to be going on. A lot more working together. So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, there are still some elements up here, and I'm probably just as guilty as the next guy of kind of getting sucked into it all. But no, it seems like the crew that we have right now that's trying to form the new organization, they have great leadership, good head on their shoulders. At this point, I've really just kind of taken a step back. I'm not really providing much, by way of advising them or anything. They're doing their thing. Hopefully they continue to move forward.
One of the comments says, "What's going on in Mass? I'm in Mass. Is there anything still going on there?" Or?
Yeah, there's quite a bit. We're facing 40%. Was it 40%? I don't even remember at this point because we haven't had a meeting in a few weeks. There's the high tax bill on e-liquid. There's also a vaping, another vaping ban that's couched in a smoking ban, but it will ban vaping in all workplaces. And we're still looking to see if that means vape shops as well. It very well might. I would say probably 60 to 70% of the municipalities in Massachusetts already have some sort of indoor vaping ban. So it makes it really difficult to fight when they're trying to do it at the state level. But there are still plenty of shops in Central Mass and Western Mass that you're still allowed to vape in. So it might be worth fighting. But we need help.
Next question was, what can I do? And
What
I'm trying
can
to
I
figure
do?
out if your mom's beaver is trolling us or if he's actually interested with some of the comments they have going.
No,
back and
I
forth
think
there.
he's a genuine person.
So what can I
he's
do?
trolling.
He says, Jay.
You can change your YouTube name, and and then legislators might take you seriously. No, as of right now, if you're a consumer, I would follow the CASA calls to action. I know that gets boring to hear, but as a consumer right now, that's the best thing you can do. As far as I know, there is no funnel of money and resources for consumers specifically for Massachusetts. Hopefully that will change at some point soon. So certainly you can keep watching this show. I'll let everybody know as there are changes here. But for right now, just follow the CASA calls to action. They'll let you know when something's up and coming. I assume we're going to start having hearings pretty soon. Usually they like to do that in the middle of summer. They like to have their state house hearings in the middle of summer because they don't have good air conditioning. So that prevents a lot of people from going out. Nick Bissett remembers from, what was it, last year or the year before. We had a hearing, and it was like 5 or 6 hours long, and it was stifling hot in that room. And of course, all the legislators up front, they've got these nice breezy fans blowing on them, and they looked all nice and coiffed. And the rest of us were just drenched in sweat, going up to the mic, going, "Hello, my name is. Please don't take my vape away."
So Brandon asks, is there anything going on in Florida? If so, what can I do to help? Well, luckily we made it through another session, the third session in a row, because we have a lobbyist in Tallahassee working on behalf of the industry and consumers here, mainly the industry because the FSFA is the one who takes care of the lobbyist. But yeah, we made it through another one. There was legislation that would have raised the age of tobacco to, and they were going to include vaping in the definition of tobacco to 21. But that did not go through, and the session is over until next year. So for right now, as always during the off session, we're in the where you should be meeting with your representatives, explaining to them your story about vaping. Get in touch with the representatives at the FSFA and see what you can do as a consumer volunteer to help out during the off session season, whatever you want to call it. Right now, there is no legislative session in Florida. It ended. And like I said, nothing negative went through, which is good. So that's one of the things I get, a lot of questions about, or I'll see a lot of questions about on social media and stuff, is about where's all the money going? We don't see anything happening in Florida or any other state for that matter. I see it in other states as well. Mm-hmm. The reason why you don't see anything happening is because the money is going to pay a lobbyist. That's why. So if you haven't had anything negative pass in your state, that means someone's doing something to your benefit. So that's a positive thing, and figure out how you can help them in your state. And even in some states where they do have a lot of, advocacy and people helping out and raising money and stuff, like California, for instance, even in states like California, you're still going to get pounded because it's just, a state like you're not going to get a whole lot through to the elected officials there. In fact, I was pretty shocked with the outcome of New York this legislative session. I think Andrew Osborne and those folks did a great job with the association they have there, because I would consider their politicians to be probably on par with California's politicians, and they were able to defeat the negative legislation that was there. So kudos to them, and it goes to show you that if they can do it in New York, you can do it in your state. So get organized, get involved, help out. It's not all.
It was tough work too. I mean, they were all over Facebook posting like all the steps that they were taking, like all the trips that they were making to meet with their state legislators. You know, it was a lot of work. You know, there were a couple of weekends there or a couple of weeks there where they were at it every day. They were at the State House every day talking to these people. You know, we say it's a lot of work, and I think that kind of falls on deaf ears a lot. People think, oh yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yeah, no, it's a fucking lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's actual work. It's not, you know, it's not just posting on Facebook and going, everybody should do this. We should stop calling them e-cigarettes, and you know, that's not work. That's not work.
Yeah, it takes a lot of. That's what I'm saying. It's more than just the money aspect of it. It's a lot of time. Like time away from your family, time away from your hobbies, time away from things that you want to do. It's a big time commitment, but you know, in the end, it's definitely worth it. Keep the industry around and keep it available for smokers at some point in the future who may want to try vaping and get off combustible tobacco. So that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if there's any other comments.
Someone had brought up the, heat not burn thing. That who's doing that? Philip Morris.
Yeah. Amongst others.
Someone said Nick said there's a lot of pushback on the heat not burn, and then Scott one said, how bad do you think the whole heat not burn thing will fuck us?
How will it fuck us?
I don't think it's gonna.
It's apples and
fuck
oranges.
us.
It's completely different.
Yeah, I feel like it's a really super different thing.
How do they actually work? Do you just like take a cigarette and stick it in this thing?
It looks like an old ego battery with a cone.
Yeah, and that's what it looked like.
You pop a cigarette in, and I believe you spear the cigarette onto a warming element. Like there's a big spike in the middle, and you like smash your cigarette and spear it on the spear, and then that heats the tobacco that you inhale without burning it. It's the same idea. You know, PAX has been doing this for years now. For both dubage and for tobacco, the whole heat not burn thing it's been around for years. PAX has been doing it.
Did I recoin that phrase?
Dubage? Yeah, that's all I call it now.
Yes.
I actually agree with Costello West. He says heat not burn may push more smokers our way. I think I actually agree because I've heard it's not very good technology either, and that it tastes like gas.
I'm sure it does. I think
tobacco.
What worries me, I guess, is the political implications because the heat not burn technology does not infringe on the master settlement agreement. They'll sell more cigarettes, therefore the government gets their cut.
Yep. Right.
And the cigarette companies get to claim tobacco harm reduction status. So,
which it is.
It probably
is tobacco harm reduction.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
No doubt.
I wonder, have you ever seen a heat not burn product used? Do they create a vapor or a smoke?
They do.
I may or may not have bought a device for a friend. I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but I'm actually dead serious. I do have an old friend who was having anxiety issues, and her husband was asking me questions about what do you know about these devices, because she doesn't like smoking the stuff and this and that. So I ended up getting her one, and we tried it out one night. And I don't do that stuff.
I just don't know if what my point is. I don't know if it'd be as satisfying as like for me. That was one of the biggest draws of vaping to me from smoking was that you could actually physically see a big plume come out.
I don't remember seeing a big plume, but it did feel like similar to smoking. Maybe a little less harsh, but I definitely felt something.
Yeah, see, I've been non-smoking for so long that I'm just accustomed to vapor. And when I see someone smoking, I always think there's nothing coming out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is that guy getting so little vapor? Oh, it's a cigarette. Oh, okay.
Maybe they need to try lower ohm filters.
It produces about as much as a cigarette does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about as much as a cigarette does. Which is to say it's less than like a Nautilus Mini. It's less than a pod system. It's less, but it's still something.
Sean says, why all of a sudden do I want ribs, Jay DeLuco? Because of Jay's subliminal messaging, which is not so subliminal.
No, it's not. And these ribs, I'm actually not a big fan of these ribs. If you notice, like the way that they're pulling back from the bone, these are actually overdone.
Oh, well, why are you promoting overdone ribs?
Well, because I don't think I have a good picture of my own ribs, but these look overdone to me. If you notice the way this hump kind of goes around, like right here, that tells me that they're probably fall off the bone ribs, and I'm not a fan of like the whole fall off the bone fad.
Right.
I like to have some bite to my ribs.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Welcome to ribs. That's good.
Just do a barbecue show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I don't know, guys.
No politics.
Anything you want to talk about, we're free. Ask any questions. Otherwise, we'll end it a little bit early today. Ruby disagrees with you, Jay. How about that?
She's allowed. It's all subjective. It's all subjective. But I'm the one cooking them, so you come over my house and you cook ribs, you can make them fall off the bone. How's that? They'll take an extra 2 hours, but if you like them mushy, you like them mushy. What am I going to do about it?
You know what, Max? I do need a cream cheese photo behind me. I feel like that would complete the whole. Let's just put all our favorite shit behind us. I'll get a big photo of cream cheese. Kevin can get a big picture. I don't know.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that's good.
Or
food.
Alice in Chains.
Food.
Alice in Chains and a bottle of Jack Daniels. There you go.
There you
Brandon
go.
says, what can I do to stay on top of what's going on in Florida? If you go to flsmokefree.org, they have some information there. I think actually they started just last night a weekly, so it'll be Wednesday nights, and you'll have to see if you can find more information maybe on their Facebook page. But they started like a consumer conference call where people from anywhere in the state of Florida can call in and listen to what's happening with FSFA and chime in with their 2 cents. So I understand. I talked to Nick Orlando today that it went pretty well. Last night's first call went pretty well. Got a lot of questions, answered a lot of stuff. So again, open dialogue, that's important. So that's a good thing that they're doing now with the new board. And check that out, Brandon. Guns for sure. I definitely would have guns. So guns, Jack Daniels, and Alice in Chains.
Oh yeah, I forgot guns. Damn it!
Such an American.
Guns and
the
barbecue.
Gators are always here though.
Guns, barbecue, and bourbon.
I would just have a picture of cream cheese.
That would just be a white background, wouldn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
I have simple tastes.
I have simple tastes. Give me some cream cheese. I'm good to go. I'll just eat it. I'll just bite into it like a brick of cheese. Just eat it. Actually, I don't know if I would do that.
I probably
anyway.
Now they're mad at my buffalo wings.
That's my every weekend. Guns, barbecue, and bourbon. Good on you, Ruby Brew.
I married the wrong woman.
Yeah. Well,
clearly.
Yeah. So this is
my wife doesn't care about any of those things. and those are my life. Guns, barbecue,
Scott. Yes, lawyers, guns, and money. Thank you, Scott, for making an amazing Warren Zevon reference. I love Warren Zevon.
I don't know who that is. You'll have to explain.
Oh my gosh, lawyers, guns, and money. You never heard of Warren Zevon?
No.
He's a legend. Just go listen to some Warren Zevon.
Okay.
Just do it. You'll be into it. In fact, Jay, I'm surprised you don't like Warren Zevon.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem with Warren Zevon.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Mark says this show's gone very off topic, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. That's what happens.
I've been meaning to get into, or I was going to give, what's his name? Bob Dylan. Penn Jillette had a podcast a few weeks ago where he was raving about Bob Dylan.
We love Bob
and
Dylan.
I was just like, I've never really listened. Obviously the singles I know, that kind of stuff, but like I feel like at this point in my life, I really kind of need to give him a chance, just based on Penn Jillette's like raving review over everything that guy touches.
Penn Jillette is also obsessed with Tiny Tim, the ukulele player. Obsessed with. In his old radio show, Penn's old radio show, he was telling the story of how he spent a few $1,000s on eBay buying a pair of Tiny Tim's pants. So,
I actually saw him perform.
That in mind.
I actually saw him perform. He was performing at like those big haunted events in October that they'll have like in like farm country, like they just like turn all their barns into haunted houses. Mm-hmm. We were at one of those, and they had Tiny Tim performing on the stage like while everybody was waiting in line. He did a full set. Like nobody knew any of his tunes except for that the one tune. But yeah, and then he like died like a year later or whatever. Very sad.
Yeah, very sad. But Penn owns a pair of his pants, so there you go.
Oh my gosh, I've been reading the chat. It's pretty funny. Well, I'm listening to you guys as well. So yeah, this is probably very entertaining. I mean, too bad that the people on the replay can't see the chat.
Well, you can read it.
Chat's what's brilliant. The chat really makes this show.
It's pretty funny stuff going on over there.
Yes.
Anyway.
Do you watch Sons of Anarchy? I've watched the entire series Sons of Anarchy front to back probably 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I've done it twice, and it's amazing.
Yeah, great show. My favorite episode is the one where the DEA agent gets it in the back of the head.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that scene is freaking through the roof. I love that scene.
Yeah,
I almost quit watching it after they killed Opie. This is like spoiler alerts, by the way.
Well, spoilers, God.
Yeah, when they killed Opie, I was like,
can't just say that.
They ended the show like 5 years ago. No spoilers.
I think it got better after Opie died.
I think it did too.
What?
The last 2 or 3 seasons.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you tonight.
Hey. Or when Clay gets it, that was a great episode too.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
All of it was good. I mean, if we're doing full spoilers, I don't want to spoil the ending, but I thought the ending was perfect.
Yeah, it was good.
Yes, that was an excellent ending.
Unbelievable and
much better than Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It wasn't a happy ending.
Better than anything. Much better than Dexter. Dexter was my favorite show of all time.
That was a great show.
And the ending was the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't finish the last 3 episodes.
It looked like that show rolled into the new Superman. You know what I mean? Like, oh, now he's a lumberjack, and then all of a sudden, now Superman's a lumberjack. Where are we going from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys tried Funky Buddha Brewing Company? I have, yeah. I can't remember the name of the beer it was, but they make a couple that are sold locally around here in Tampa Bay area, and they're pretty good. I'm not much of a beer fan, but
yeah, that doesn't sound like a Scotch to me.
No, it's a craft brewery. They have some really good stuff.
Nick, Nick, Jay, and myself all live in legal recreational marijuana states. That is a correct statement.
You are correct, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, Kevin does not.
Not yet.
Kevin lives in a recreational Jack Daniel's state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man, now I'm gonna have to watch Dexter again now.
Oh, dude, Dexter's so good.
How many seasons was that? That was like 7 seasons, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, 7 or 8 seasons. I think it was 7.
That'll take me a while because now that I have a day job and a night job, that'll take me a while.
Yeah. You know what I'm into lately? While we're on the subject of television, is Homeland.
Oh, it's awesome.
With Claire Danes is a CIA agent. Oh my fucking God! Sorry, that show is unbelievable.
He just said OMFG. Yeah, it is unbelievable. I'm caught up. I watch it while it's happening. It's great.
Yeah, I'm not caught up yet. We just started season 3, and it's bananas. I can't think about, dude. It's all I think about.
What about you guys watch Blacklist?
Haven't seen that one.
But I've been wanting to.
I really love the first few seasons. It's kind of trailed off for me. Like I think I'm probably a season behind at this point. It was really good. That's just a phenomenal character. What's his name there? The guy from Stargate.
I know who you're
What
talking
the hell's
about.
his Spader?
Yeah, James Spader.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should have said the voice.
He's phenomenal as that character. He's just great.
Robert California from The Office.
The one I
yes.
just watched recently, like I binged. Have you seen Peaky Blinders? It's on Netflix. It was really good.
No, people keep telling me about that, but I
It was
don't.
really good. Kind of started off slow, but then I binged it.
I've kind of already prejudged that show just based on the images I've seen. I go,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's
it's really good.
You know what's a good one
I'll
if you like guns? Winona Earp.
Winona Earp.
Winona Earp. It's a sci-fi show.
Never heard of it.
It came across my Netflix feed at one point, and I was just like, what the hell? And the first episode was freaking hilarious. it's about so Wyatt Earp's descendants. It turns out that every person that Wyatt Earp killed came back as demons, and now his descendants are getting murdered by those demons, and Winona Earp is like the last descendant or whatever. And now she's got to fight all these demons, but it's absolutely hilarious. Like, if you like the first episode, you're going to love the show. It's worth checking out. What was that? Is that Voodoo Doll?
That's Bird Person.
That's Bird Person?
Yeah, your mom's beaver.
Someone Nick mentioned Rick and Morty, and Rick and Morty's the greatest show on television, and so I had to buy a Bird Person action figure yesterday.
Never heard of that one either.
Oh my god!
Your mom's beaver says best show ever was Dawson's Creek. Yeah, I think that's yeah.
I used to watch 90210 though when I was.
I didn't watch.
No,
Yeah.
I did not watch 90210.
I watched 90210. Yep.
No,
It was in
bro.
syndication at the time, but yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, I've seen
I'm a super awesome
I've seen all
Rick and
the
Morty
Always Sunny
statue.
in Philadelphia's. They're great.
How great is that, Rick and Morty fans? This is the best thing I've ever purchased. Okay, anyway.
That's dizzying.
I know.
I have no
It was
idea
only
what it is.
$40. Rick and Morty, Kev. Rick and Morty, get on it.
Rick and Morty, Kev. Rick and Morty.
You gotta stay up to speed. You gotta hang out. You gotta hang. Gotta watch
I
Rick
don't
and
live in
Morty.
a recreational marijuana state, remember?
Yeah, no, I watch Rick and Morty stone cold sober.
Oh, nice.
Rick and Morty's too complex for a doobage brain. If we're being honest.
Jay, is that your brisket? Or are you just happy to see me?
No, that's not my brisket. No, I don't. You know what? That you saw that picture of the sirloin that I cut up a couple weekends ago on Facebook. I should put that behind me because that thing looks absolutely succulent.
I'm trying to catch up on the comments here. Well, hey, we have vape as we view, so still related. Oh, that's true, yeah. We're vaping. I vape up a storm. Look at the clouds I get from this.
So many clouds. Weather systems.
Clouds brought dubage.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some dinner finally. Appreciate you guys
I
trying
have
out
so much work to
and
do.
watching
Yeah.
the mixed bag.
Hey,
Please make
I'll
sure
be
to
here
like
next
it down
week.
below. Please make sure to share
smash-
the video. Next
smash
week
it.
we'll have. It's going to be busy. I'm still going to be very busy this next week, so we'll try to find some stuff going on and get you guys some updates on what's happening in the advocacy world. And Jay will cook some more meat, and Nick will make some videos.
I'm doing ribs
Check out
again
Nick's
this weekend.
videos.
Sounds good. That's the plan.
And yeah, that's it, I guess.
What's our quote of the week?
Wrap ups. When you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. Ronald Reagan.
Ooh.
I felt that was appropriate for vaping because some of
That's
these
pretty
people
good.
we can't reach them. We can't make them see the light, but we can definitely turn the pressure up and keep the heat on. So
Yeah.
That's
the
not
heat is
Diana
on.
Ross?
Maybe he was talking
Yeah.
about brisket. I'm not sure.
That's not Diana Ross.
The
No,
heat
I think it was
is
Ronald
on.
Reagan. All right, guys. Have a good night. Remember, you don't have to do
Idea.
everything. You do have to do something. Get involved.